Coming up this week on the Double T Insider, Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt sits down with us in a one-on-one interview in part one of our series, State of the Red Raider Nation. This week he speaks about Cliff Kingsbury. Red Raider softball is home for the first time this season. We catch up with the ladies as they prepare for the home opener. And former Red Raiders softball player Emily Bledsoe is heading over to Italy to play professionally. We'll have that story. That and more coming up this week on the Double T Insider, so buckle up because it starts right now. Let's go! The Double T Insider is brought to you by the College of Media and Communication and is entirely produced by students of the college. Welcome into a brand new edition of the Double T Insider, everyone. I'm Joshua Cook, joined by Erica Taylor, as this week we come to you from Rocky Johnson Field, where Red Raiders softball for the first time in 2013 got to play a home game this past weekend. And Erica, Tech softball's off to a great start.
That's right. We got the chance to catch up with the Red Raiders before they took the field here at Rocky Johnson, and we got their thoughts on what it's like to be back on their home turf for the first time this season.
The Red Raiders softball team returns to Lubbock to play at home for the first time this season. After 15 games away, head coach Shannon Hayes and the rest of the team are excited to be back at Rocky Johnson Field.
We're anxious to get back on the field today and obviously anxious to play in front of our own fans.
I'm excited about this weekend, going in, playing home games, finally going on our field, so I'm pretty sure just like I'm excited, the whole team's excited.
You always look forward to playing in front of a home crowd and on your own turf, so it's exciting. We're looking forward to this weekend.
Senior infielder Adriana Perez has a team-high 8 home runs and 21 RBIs. As a veteran member of the team, Perez is looked to as a leader on the field.
I've been just confident up there, been working in the whole fall and going in those first couple tournaments, I saw the ball well and just going in confident knowing that, trying to find my pitch every time I step in that play, and it's been working so far, so I'm not going to change anything. Our number one thing right now is just staying in every game. Sometimes we tend to lose it, and because we have so many young girls that sometimes it's different as maturity and playing on that field and getting a little bit more focused, and I think that's the one thing we lack.
With a young team, Coach Hayes realizes many of his players are new to this level of competition and is focused on making improvements.
We've really looked good in every phase of the game, and then we've had times where we haven't looked very good. And I think part of that is our youth and trying to get acclimated to playing at a high level at the Division I level. But we're 10-5, and I felt like that we've left 4 or 5 games out there. So I'm not happy in that regard. But if we can get better and have better at bats, better consistent at bats, we've been working hard on those areas, and also our infield defense, and then your pitching being consistent, and it's pretty much everybody's story right now.
The Red Raiders will play at home again on March 8th in the Janine McCaney Memorial Classic. For the Double T Insider, I'm Justin Vincent.
Moving now from current Red Raiders to former Red Raiders, Emily Bledsoe, who wore the red and black from 2009 to 2012, gets the chance of a lifetime as she heads overseas to continue her softball career. Joshua Cook has the story.
Emily Bledsoe now stepping in. The preseason All-Big 12 selection watches the first one miss outside of the zone. The 5'6" senior from Fulshear, Texas. 1-1 delivery, runs inside. That one's off the hands. Another roller to third base. All 3 outs recorded by Bledsoe.
For 4 years, she ran out of the dugout, defended the hot corner, and accomplished much more in the batter's box. But now former Red Raider Emily Bledsoe is heading overseas to continue her softball career in Italy as she joins the Descaserta organization in the Italian Softball League.
I feel like I'm in a dream. I really do. And it's such a great dream. But hopefully I'll wake up and live in the present when I actually get there, because it's coming in about a week and a half.
For a while, though, it looked as though Bledsoe wasn't going to play internationally until she got a phone call from former assistant coach Christy Fox.
Guess it was January 29th, because it's the day before my birthday, and I hadn't heard anything at all as far as from any coaches, anything at all. And so I was kind of getting a little disheartened about it, and I didn't think it was going to happen because season started in about a month. So I kind of put it on the back burner. I was like, well, it's time to go look for jobs, and kind of started seeing out my resume and things like that. And I got a phone call, and she was like, hey, have you heard from Holland, or, you know, this country or that country? And I was like, no, I haven't heard anything, you know, it's over. And she was like, well, pack your bags, you're going to Italy, someone got hurt and they need you to fill in. So it was kind of a spur of the moment, and I really kind of feel like it was a God thing because it was so random. But I'm really excited about this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to this experience, and I think it's going to be 1 in a million, you know, chance of a lifetime kind of a thing.
Coming from the Big 12 Conference, where the competition is always high, Bledsoe expects the same when she heads to Italy.
I'm expecting it to be a lot like Big 12. I mean, we were one of the top conferences anyway, so I can't imagine softball getting much bigger than that.
Reporting for the Double T Insider, I'm Joshua Cook.
And coming up after the break, we sit down with Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt in our new series, State of the Red Raider Nation. But first, we give you the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week.
Here is your Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week. Last week, Texas Tech junior right-handed pitcher Trey Mossick pitched 9 scoreless innings of baseball in the Red Raiders' 1-0 loss to UConn. That marked the first time that a pitcher had gone 9 scoreless for the Red Raiders since whom? A. Chad Bettis, B. Duke Von Schaman, C. AJ Ramos, or D. Bobby Duran. The answer to this Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week will be coming up later in the show. Don't go anywhere. More Double T Insider right after the break.
Texas Tech is on the rise. Now a national research university, a growing campus steeped in tradition. 7 straight semesters of record enrollment. Wind research that's unrivaled in the world. The best trained and educated students for today's jobs. And to all this, we have just one thing to say with pride: guns up.
Here's a new segment you won't want to miss. Double T Insider's Joshua Cook catches up with Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt in our 4-part series, State of the Red Raider Nation. Part 1 is all about football head coach Cliff Kingsbury. Check it out.
Well, Kirby, it's been an exciting and interesting past few months for Texas Tech athletics. You know, you go through a period of time where the football coach leaves, but then you get an exciting moment where you bring home kind of a son of Texas Tech. What was that process like, getting Cliff Kingsbury to come to Lubbock?
Well, it's an exciting process, and I've been just overwhelmed by the positive response and reaction that it has brought to our program and to our entire university. It's been great to be a part of, and you know, the reaction, the response from the student body, to our student athletes, to our fans, season ticket holders has just been tremendous. So it's an exciting time, and to have Cliff come back is going to be an exciting future ahead for us.
You know, I've seen over the past few years coaches get hired at different universities, but I'd never seen the kind of excitement that surrounded Cliff Kingsbury. It was almost like you had brought a rock star here to Lubbock. The t-shirts were rolling out, they were having pep rallies out at Memorial Circle, the victory bells were ringing. What was it like as the athletic director to see a fan base that you might consider has been split over the last few years come all of a sudden together and unite like that at once?
Well, it's rewarding, and it's fun to be a part of, and I think there were a number of facets that contributed to that. Obviously, Cliff's background, you know, how many times do you find a former record-setting star quarterback that has progressed through his career and prepared himself for a chance to be a head football coach, and the timing was just perfect for us. You know, and Cliff has done a great job over his professional career, 8 years in the professional football leagues, to his time as an assistant football coach, and is respected throughout the country as one of the young up-and-coming coaches. And for us to be in this position, to be searching for a head coach, for him to be in this spot in his career, this day and time, was just the stars aligned for the Red Raiders, and it's been fun to be a part of.
When you look at the hire of Cliff Kingsbury, he's the youngest coach at Division I level. He brings kind of this swagger with him here. What's that like as an athletic director to see a coach come in that's just so excited and energized to be here and to bring in coaching staff and bring in recruits in a short amount of time?
Well, it's the perfect situation, and you couldn't ask to be in a better position than where we are today. We just got back from doing a number of events throughout the state. We visited Dallas and Houston and Midland and had 2 events here in Lubbock, and we had record turnouts. We had sold out facilities every place that we went, and the energy and the excitement in the room was just incredible, and that's attributed to Coach Kingsbury. It's also contributed to the staff that he's put around him. He's brought in a young, talented staff, 5 others which played football here at Texas Tech, that this is their home, this is where they want to be. They were sought after coaches at other places tried to keep them, but they wanted to come home and be at Texas Tech. So when you have a leader in Cliff that understands and is a part of this great university, when you have a significant number of assistant coaches that want to be at Texas Tech more than any other place in this country, then it's a special time, and that's where we are right now.
When Cliff was hired, the season ticket sales shot up through the roof. Red Raider Club donations went through the roof. What was it like to see the fans respond and to know that come September, when Texas Tech plays their first home football game in a non-conference game, more than likely there's going to be 60,000+ screaming fans in the Jones?
It's so important. Football ticket sales in a lot of ways are the lifeblood of this program. We sponsor 17 varsity sport programs, and football is the revenue driver for us, from television revenue from the Big 12 Conference to Red Raider Club donations and season ticket sales. So to have a period of December, January, February where you sell over 3,000 new season tickets is just unheard of, and it's a great position to be in, and the excitement that surrounds Texas Tech University, Texas Tech football right now is probably unprecedented in the history, given the time of year that we're in right now.
I've seen the video a few times of you walking off the plane with Cliff Kingsbury behind you and you had this big smile on your face. What was going through your mind when you had touched down in Lubbock, you were walking off the plane and you knew, hey, we got the coach we wanted?
You know, you go through those processes, and no 2 situations are ever alike, but I don't think I've ever been more confident in my career that we found the right person. We found the right fit and found somebody who would rather be at Texas Tech than any other place in this country. And when you have all those ingredients in one individual, in one decision, it's rewarding. And you know, I just probably an hour into that becoming official, when we got off the plane, had seen the positive reaction as we landed, and you turn your cell phone on and you had a chance to go look at your email and your text, and you saw just the excitement from the Red Raider Nation. There was no way you could keep from smiling that evening.
On the other side of the break, we go on the clock with Red Raiders softball, but first, which answer gets the axe in our Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week?
Now it's time to take one of the answers away from the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week. Earlier we asked, last week Texas Tech junior right-handed pitcher Trey Mossick pitched 9 scoreless innings of baseball in the Red Raiders' 1-0 loss to UConn. That marked the first time that a pitcher had gone 9 scoreless for the Red Raiders since whom? The options were A. Chad Bettis, B. Duke Von Schaumann, C. A.J. Ramos, or D. Bobby Duran. The answer that is not correct is B. Duke Von Schaumann. The answer to the Texas Tech Trivia Question is coming up later in the show. Don't go anywhere. Double T Insider is back after this.
Texas Tech is on the rise. Now a national research university, a growing campus steeped in tradition. 7 straight semesters of record enrollment. Wind research that's unrivaled in the world. The best trained and educated students for today's jobs. And to all this, we have just one thing to say. With pride, guns up.
Welcome back to the Double T Insider, everyone. Get your timers set as we go on the clock with Red Raiders softball.
Double T Insider here, and we are on the clock with Sydney Tapia, a game where I give Sydney 10 different scenarios and she has to answer them to the best of her ability, all in 60 seconds. All right, Sydney, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 60 seconds on the clock, please. If I had to eat the same food for the rest of my life, it would be?
Chick-fil-A.
The name of my alter ego is?
Glenn.
A celebrity I would love to have dinner with is?
Beyonce.
My teammates say I am?
Crazy.
My first job was?
Smoothie King.
Between my cell phone, computer, and TV, I would go a whole month without?
Cell phone.
My favorite cartoon character as a kid was?
Tom and Jerry.
I would give my last dollar to?
A homeless person.
If I had superhuman powers, it would be to?
Have fire powers.
My biggest pet peeve is?
When people stutter.
What's the time? Man, a new record. Thanks so much for playing On the Clock. I'm Erica Taylor with the Double T Insider, and we were on the clock with Sydney Tapia.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, here's the answer to the Texas Tech Trivia question of the week.
You have been waiting for it all show long. Finally, here's the answer to the Texas Tech Trivia question of the week. Earlier we asked, last week, Texas Tech junior right-handed pitcher Trey Mossick pitched 9 scoreless innings of baseball in the Red Raiders' 1-0 loss to UConn. That marked the first time that a pitcher had gone 9 scoreless for the Red Raiders since whom? Your options were A. Chad Bettis, C. A.J. Ramos, or D. Bobby Duran. The answer to the question is C. A.J. Ramos. A.J. Ramos accomplished this feat against Kansas on April 20th, 2007 when he pitched 9 shutout innings.
It's that time again. Get ready to take note. Here's a preview of what's ahead for Texas Tech athletics.
On Monday, Texas Tech men's basketball will be on the road in Lawrence, Kansas to play the Jayhawks. Last meeting, Jamal Williams led the Red Raiders with 11 points as they fell 60-46. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. and can be seen on ESPNU. Lady Raider basketball will play their final regular season game Monday against Oklahoma at the United Spirit Arena. China Brown and Casey Morris each scored 11 points in the loss to Oklahoma earlier this season. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. and can be seen on Fox Sports Plus. The Lady Raiders will head to Dallas to compete in the Big 12 basketball tournament. Games will begin Friday and last until Monday. Times are to be announced. Red Raider baseball will travel to play a 2-game series against the University of Arizona starting Tuesday. First pitch on Tuesday is set for 7 p.m. and Wednesday at 2 p.m. Red Raider softball stays home to compete in the Janine McCaney Memorial Classic. On Friday, Tech competes in a doubleheader against UMKC and IPFW. Start times are 1 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. respectively. The Classic continues Saturday as the Red Raiders once again face IPFW and UMKC. First pitch for these 2 games are 1:30 p.m. and 4 p.m. On Sunday, the Red Raiders will face UMKC and Troy with start time set for noon and 5:30 p.m. The Classic will conclude Monday as the Red Raiders play Troy at 1:30 p.m. Starting Friday, Red Raider baseball will play a 3-game series at home against UT Arlington. Friday's first pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. and can be seen on Fox College Sports. Saturday and Sunday's games will start at 6:30 p.m. and 2 p.m. respectively.
On Friday, women's golf will be in Mesa, Arizona to compete in the 3-day tournament in the Notre Dame Glover Cup. Number 1 ranked player in the country, Kim Kaufman, leads the Lady Raider golf program. Events are scheduled to last all day. Men's tennis will travel to Denver, Colorado to play Denver University and the University of Arizona Friday and Saturday, respectively. Match times are to be announced. Also on Friday and Saturday, Red Raider Track and Field will compete in the NCAA Indoor Championships in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Tech men's track and field is currently ranked number 8 in the country, while senior hurdler Katie Grimes leads the way for Lady Raider Track and Field. She's ranked number 3 nationally in the 60-meter hurdles. Finally, Tech men's basketball will conclude their regular season at home versus the University of Texas. The Red Raiders will look to avenge the 73-57 loss suffered in Austin back in January. Tip-off is set for 3 p.m. and can be seen on the Big 12 Network. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Thanks for watching the Double T Insider.
Also, be sure to go like us on Facebook, search for Double T Insider. Also on Twitter at Double T Insider, and never miss another episode. For Erica Taylor, I'm Joshua Cook. Have a great week, everyone.